October 8, 1974. 8:00 a.m. Cloudy, 34 degrees Fahrenheit. Dear Joy, Bo, Howie, Wendell, and David, while Uncle Silas and Albert sleep, I'm starting your letter. Dad got up early and built the fire in the fireplace. We haven't had the gas heater burning so far as the fireplace keeps us toasty warm. Gas prices have gone up, so we are conserving by using our big wood supply, and I like the fireplace very much. By the weather map, you are having a fair day, so hope you have a good day in every way. Thanks for the antique card. It surely looks like real. I'm glad your 5 boys are doing so well at school. It's easier for you and them. I'm sure your homeboys, all 3 of them, are doing well too. We had quite a shock recently when Tom phoned from Torreon, Mexico, to say he was planning on getting married in November or December to a Spanish girl who was 17 years old. Dorleen would like to be there for the wedding and asked if she could ride down with us and then fly back home. Jerry talked through an interpreter to the girl's dad. Jerry thinks maybe Tom will get them to set a date around December 22nd for the wedding. He wrote Tom and suggested that it would be wise for him to wait a year to get married, but Jerry doesn't know if Tom will take his advice. If we come down to Conroe around December 20th, could you, Joy, go with us to Mexico if Tom decides to get married? It would take us 2 days to go from Conroe, Texas, to Torreon at least. If the wedding was December 23rd, then Dorleen would feel she must start back the next morning. I guess she thought she could fly home from Houston in time for Christmas, but that's a rush trip, and at Christmas flights would be hard to get. Jerry hoped she'd get home for Christmas, but that would be cutting things pretty close. After some discussion here last night, Junior suggested it would be better to leave the avian trailer on the U.S. side and drive on down with the pickup, as it would save gas and time and make driving easier in a foreign country. I think Dad and Jerry figured it would be best to go into Mexico from Laredo, Texas, and then to Monterey, and on to Torreon, which is west of Monterey. Maybe Jack could join us at Laredo and go on with us from there, or perhaps some of your family would want to go. Yet we don't really know what to plan on. We are alone once again. Uncle Silas has been with us for over a week and just left to go to Irene's a few minutes ago. From there, he'll go to Chet's and on to Lansing, Owasso, Battle Creek, etc. In a couple of weeks, Uncle Si will come back here to take Joyce and me with him to Julia's and on to Diantha's wedding, October 26th in Syracuse, New York, and back here on October 28th, and then Uncle Si will leave for home. Dad and the deer hunting gang plan to leave here around October 20th for Colorado, and then may go on to East Montana to hunt antelope, as 3 of them got antelope licenses. Dad doesn't think he'll be back home until early November, at least in time to go up north deer hunting in Michigan. Phew! I think Jim, Johncock, plans to go deer hunting again this November with Grandpa. Albert Horton left yesterday forenoon also from here for Chicago to spend a week or 2 before heading home to Arkansas. He's had some problems on his travels this year, as he keeps getting lost on the wrong highways, and it really bothers him. Albert returned from Canada here last Saturday evening, about exhausted, as he'd gotten lost twice coming. He got lost Sunday noon coming to our church, turned east at the station south of Gun Lake. Last Sunday was a special day at our church. Rally Day, and Bishop Relm was with us morning and p.m. also to speak. In the p.m. we had a fine men's quartet from Middlebury, Indiana. Also Jenny sang by request from Uncle Silas. She sang How Great Thou Art. Very lovely. We had a fine potluck dinner at the parsonage basement. Uncle Silas helped me make pies on Saturday. He made 2 pumpkin and 1 apple, and they were very good. He learned to bake pies after Aunt Anna died. Thursday a.m. After Uncle Si and Albert left yesterday at 10:45, I decided I'd get your letter done and maybe Aunt Mildred's too, but I'd just gotten started when Mark rushed in and asked or announced that Grandpa sent him to ask if I'd get dinner for 4 boys. No school yesterday as Grandpa, Jim, and Phil were working on the new rabbit barn, putting the steel on the roof. Dorleen was having a bad time as she got bits of plaster in her eye the night before and had to go to the doctor yesterday p.m. to get it removed. She couldn't sleep. It was very painful. She did work last night, though. Jerry said she got a raise in wages by $8 per week, so I rushed fast as possible to get dinner for 6 of us at noon instead of Dad and me. It wasn't easy as I had a frozen beef roast to use and had to peel potatoes, carrots, and apples too, as I wanted to make apple cobbler. We got such nice Macintosh apples at the orchard last week. Anyhow, I finally got dinner about 12:35, and Jim got here in time to help me get the food on the table. The food really disappeared fast, too. We've been having beautiful fall weather, and the trees are so gorgeous this fall, such luscious colors. It was a golden world as we drove to church last evening with a pink sunset adding color to the glowing leaves of red, orange, bronze, and gold. I wish we could take the raft and go for a last ride around the lake as the trees are their beautiful change. I wish we could take the raft and go for a last ride around the lake as the trees are at their most and best full color just now. Just now, Dad has gone with Carl Dane to find the official markings at the outside bridge on Joy Road. Danes are starting the gun-ho bridge and piling project now. This should be a fine time to work at it. Consumers Power Company finally got the gas line removed from the side of the old bridge, so the work of removal of the bridge can begin. The gas line should never have been attached to the bridge at all, and now it's costing Gun-Ho Association $1,400 to have it changed. It now comes from each way and stops at the bridge as it should have been at first, when the material as it should have been at first when the natural gas was run through that area. I phoned this morning to learn how Eloise was, and a strange voice answered. It was Fred's cousin or brother from Canada visiting Fred. He said they took Eloise back to the hospital last evening from Jones because she was worse again. Fred had already gone back down there this a.m. Poor Eloise. She suffered so much, and we'd hoped that her last treatment had really helped her. Perhaps this isn't a permanent setback. I shall phone Fred again this evening, and I'm glad Fred's relative has come to be with him for a few weeks. Fred has had a hard time, and it's hard for Eloise's family to feel kindly towards him always. By now we hope Beau's dad is back home and doing well. Has Becky had her baby yet? How's the football season coming at high school and for Wendell and David? Is Howie still a manager, or does his job interfere with that? I'm sure Beau doesn't get much time to be home. Leo Roblier was using his chainsaw yesterday. Somehow the branch flipped up and hit him under the chin and topped him over. The chainsaw hit his knee and cut it badly, and he was rushed to the hospital for stitches, etc. We have used our fireplace only so far for heat, and I like it fine. Our guests have enjoyed it too. I must write Aunt Mildred and Jack. Love and prayers. Dad and Mom and all.